They play all the time, you know, where a lot of cities, for instance, I've recruited St. Louis, they play for a while, then they play soccer, then they play baseball. In Chicago, it's basketball all the time, and it's in every sector of the city, north side, west side, south side.
I grew up here, I played high school basketball here. I've recruited Chicago a lot when I was at St. Louis and Illinois State, so I know the quality, the talent, the coaches. There's a lot of talent here, and we're trying to keep the best players home.
You know, you hear the phrase Chicago tough. You know, there's always going to be that kid that's going to just catch your eye. The one that dives for the loose balls, that take charges, and relishes in those roles as opposed to always being the guy that scores. And when I look for kids, I look for those intangibles, as well as being coachable, having an attitude of team first, and not being selfish, but selfless, and making sure that we go after those kids that are going to buy in to what a winning program is all about.
Chicago is right to you. It's in your face. It's hey, I'm bringing it to you, and you got to stop me type basketball.
You got kids that have played it their whole lives. You know, certain areas you'll say, oh, the kid, they don't know how to play. They don't have a feel for the game. Chicago kids have a feel for the game. They know how to play the game.
You know, when you see those banners back behind me, those were put up there by kids from the city, and they were the main cogs in the success that Coach Collins had put in place. So if we're going to get this thing back to where we're competing for championships and we're making runs for NCAA tournament bids, we've got to do that with Chicago kids, and that's a priority. Now we're going to go other places and try to find different pieces that we may be lacking or missing. But the bottom line is the core of that success has to come from Chicago kids, because they understand what that means to play at home, to play in this environment, to be in the pavilion and be successful.
You know, you look at why not get a great education, play great basketball, and stay close to home. You know, kids have been leaving Chicago. You can look at the rosters all over the country. There's kids from Chicago all over. You know, we need to keep these kids home and to get a sense of pride to build up their teams from Chicago. I know it's what Howard's doing, it's what I'm trying to do, I know what Oliver's trying to do it. And we've got to get these kids to stay home to understand that, you know, you can play great ball and make a name for yourself right here at home.